Okay, so it's midnight, which means my ADHD medication has definitely fully worn off for the day. My voice has gone a little bit because I've been talking quite a lot today, but I really feel like I wanted to make this video now while I'm feeling things and thinking things, rather than sort of do what I sort of usually do and wait and think to myself, oh, I'm going to make a video on this later, and then never get around to it because the feeling has passed and I'm not passionate about that topic anymore. All of that is to say, as you could see probably by the title of the video, I have had this crazy, it's kind of a weird day because I've realized it's kind of hit me all at once. My passion for things, which has been greatly like waning over the last like 5 years, 5, 6 years, it feels like it's back. And I feel today like I have been more myself than I've been in such a long time. Um, I'll explain. Uh, I went to a gathering today for my dad's 60th birthday. Um, there were various family members there, various family friends that I've known for a very long time, and also a lot of people I didn't know, like work colleagues of his and that kind of thing. Now, when it comes to social gatherings, over time, I have sort of disliked them progressively more every year for the last 5 or 6 years. And I think that is due to, um, again, this is another ADHD video, really, but I think it's due to due to my undiagnosed ADHD, I'm struggling to do things more and more. As when you have undiagnosed ADHD is very common as you reach adulthood, and you have more expectations for yourself and for other people, and more expectations set on you by other people. More people you don't want to let down and that kind of thing. And as a result, you feel guilty when you fail at doing things, even when it's little things like replying to a message at the right time or getting a card for Mother's Day, which is tomorrow, that kind of thing. And I think over the last 5 or 6 years, it's been uh, like a snowball rolling down a hill that's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This feeling of negativity, dread, guilt, general, probably low self-esteem, if we're being honest, caused by just the sort of not being able to do things, not being able to keep up, and then as a result, feeling bad about and sort of, I guess, depressed about not being able to keep up with these things, feeling inferior. And so yeah, to get back to the point, as a result, I've not enjoyed social events really for a very long time, with the odd exception, of course. But like even like going to dinner with friends, like an event that I would enjoy once I get there, there would be this sense of dread, like this. I don't even know how to explain it because it's all so illogical, and anyone with ADHD will understand what I'm saying because apparently it's a very common. I don't know what is going on with the camera. It's still doing that thing. I can't fix it. I'll get there eventually. Sorry, the screen tearing. There's this sense of dread, where like, say I've got some sort of social thing at like 4 in the afternoon. The whole day leading up to it will be like sort of dreading and build up to that. And again, I know this is a common ADHD thing because I've spoken to other people that have this. I can't do anything productive like until then. Like if I have a free day until then, but there's various bits I wanted to do, maybe some work at home or some admin or whatever, I basically can't do it because the whole day the focus is building up to that moment where I go to the social thing, and then I obviously have a good time. But yeah, it's been more and more tricky over the last few years, whereas I think when I was at college and when I was younger and when I was more successful because I had the esports work and that kind of thing, I was always happy to talk to people because talking about myself wasn't a problem. And you sort of, I guess, when you're at social things, there's sort of two primary topics that come up, I guess, which is, especially if you're catching up with someone you haven't spoken to for a while, which is how's work, how's the girlfriend. I guess it can vary for different people, but that's kind of been my experience. Um, and while I've Lucy has been my rock, and a lifesaver in so many ways. The house work has been something that's really really been getting me down over the years since the sort of esports stuff fell off a cliff, um, and the the streaming stuff stopped, and I've sort of not really had much going on, and all of these projects that I've been wanting to start and trying to start and not really actually starting. Whenever anyone's asked me like how's work, or even worse, right? Someone I don't know as well. What do you do for work? I'd probably end up falling into some bullshit about um, where I just like talk about the esports stuff as if it's what I'm still doing now. And sometimes, there'll be this odd job that I can talk about that I did recently. Like I did bits of work for AMD last year. That was really, really great. I did the Cineworld thing where I interviewed Tom Cruise, and I've got footage of that. That's an easy one to talk about. But like, if I'm telling people that that's what I do for a living, that's just a lie, because that isn't an income anymore. It's a side hustle, if that, Like, I obviously still very gratefully accept any esports work or presenting work that does come up, but it definitely isn't close to paying the bills. But that's kind of what I'd say, because I don't know if it's ego, if it's wanting to seem impressive in some way, or I think it's more a case of self-doubt and not having enough self-worth to be honest about, yeah, I'm kind of just starting new projects, or I'm, like, anyway, all of that is to say, I went to the social event today and I had a really, really great time. I caught up with a lot of a lot of family friends and family and stuff, and I was able to very passionately tell them about the ADHD diagnosis, because that is something that I have been passionate about. I mean, it's not a small thing. Being 31 and being diagnosed with a neurological disorder, is that the word? Attention deficit. Well, yeah, it's literally attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, isn't it? So it feels like a big moment in my life. It's probably the biggest thing that's happened to me in years, this diagnosis. So I have been obsessively like researching it and looking into it and stuff. So, and I've been very enthusiastically talking to people about it, because it makes me happy knowing that there are reasons for the way that I have been the way that I've been, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, when work has been more difficult and life has been more, I guess, just boring. Not necessarily boring in a bad way. Like, again, I love my life with Lucy, but a lot of it, I'm at home. I've got to look after the cats. I've got to do laundry. I've got to keep the house tidy. Which compared to traveling the world and doing that, it is more like boring's not even mundane. I don't know. But I've lost my trail of thought. But yeah, I've been very enthusiastically telling family, friends about the ADHD. I got this diagnosis. I've started taking medication, and this has changed, and this has changed. And then, talking about work, I'm able to talk about how, oh yeah, I'm working as Lucy's video editor now. Lucy has a really successful YouTube channel, and I am now editing her videos because, true story, I don't know if she's ever, I think she may have spoken about this on stream, but basically, me working for her is an accident. I didn't have any intention of working for Lucy, nor did she have any intention of me working for her. But basically, she needed to get a video out quickly and didn't have time to edit it herself. So I was like, look, as a one-off, I'll try and edit this one. And I was so fast, and she was so impressed with what I did. She was like, yeah, you're stuck doing this now. And it's like, oh, I guess I did learn a thing or two at uni. But yeah, I'm able to proudly say that and feel good about myself again. I'm able to proudly say, yeah, and I've made the house nice, I've made my office nice, etc. And just generally, I think that's what it is. I think I'm just proud of myself at the moment for all the various improvements that I've made to my life since starting to take medication for ADHD. And it's not even just the medication, it's also the working out what I'm bad at as a result of the ADHD, understanding why it's happening, and adjusting my life around it. I've started using this app to basically organize my life because, again, another big ADHD thing is that there's no now and later. Life is a series of nows. If it's not happening now, it doesn't happen. If I say to someone, oh, I'll do it later, it probably won't happen unless they remind me. Later doesn't come. But if they remind me, then it becomes now again. Maybe then I'll do it at that moment. But I've got this app that basically, whenever I think of anything that needs to be done at some point, or if anyone tells me or asks me to do something at some point, I put it in the app. It's out of my mind. It's on this app. And then every day I make a point of going through the app and, making sure that I know when I'm doing the jobs, or if it's not important now, it can get moved to later. But like later in the app, as in like a later that still exists, because it's not just a later that's in my head. And that's been working really well. The app, for anyone interested, the app is called Tick Tick, not TikTok. Managed to avoid that one so far in my life. TICK. And yeah, it's been working really well for me. So it's not just the medication; it's a mix of everything. And as I say, the medication will have worn off entirely by now because ADHD meds only last for like around 8 hours, and that's if you're on the longer acting one. So that's part one. I guess I feel this camera thing is really annoying me. I need to add fixing that to my app so I actually do it, because I said in the last video I'd fix it for the next one and I didn't. But yeah. But then I had Toby and Phoebe after this event. They came over. And the four of us, me, Toby, Phoebe, and Lucy, all hang out here in my office, which I've now made very nice. I've got the sofa, and there's another desk next to mine, and plenty of space to sort of sit and chill out. And I basically spent like a solid 3 or 4 hours talking at them. I probably had them bored to tears by the end. But I was showing them all of my various editing things that I've learned recently, and things that I've done for Lucy's last video and her upcoming video, and all of these really, really cool tricks that I've learned while picking up editing again. And like, there's no other way to describe it than passion. I was being extremely passionate about the work I'm doing for Lucy and about the editing stuff in a way that I don't think I have been about anything, certainly anything productive, in a long, long time. I feel more like myself than I have done in probably 5 or 6 years, if not longer. Like when I was last actually like my own definition of successful in life. And that's great. Yeah, the passion is back. And it's not even just in the video editing and work. There's something now. I'm going to talk about video games for a second, because I remember a few years ago telling people, yeah, I think I'm kind of over video games. Like I don't get the enjoyment out of them as I used to. I don't get that same enjoyment. But recently, and I don't know if it's just the quality of the games that have come out recently has been like insane, but like I am so passionate about some of the games that I've been playing. Mugenics is like, I am in love with this game. And don't get me wrong, this isn't just a result of the ADHD meds. There were actually games I was passionate about last year as well. Hollow Knight Silksong, Blueprints, Arc Raiders. Like there were some really cool games that came out last year. But I think last year I was more like almost subdued, almost like I liked things and I would talk about them to people I would like, Toby, who I'm like closest with. But I don't know, like I wasn't really out for passionately like talking, like enthusiastic talking about things as I used to do. And I don't know exactly why. I don't think it's medication related, although maybe that's the thing that kickstarted me into getting into the headspace where I am like this again. But right now, I am feeling more sort of passionate and excited and happy and just generally to do everything than I have done for such a long time. I um I like this is ever since I started taking the meds, right? I'm looking forward to waking up every day and like doing whatever it is that needs to be done. Like I'm just finding this joy in life that I had completely lost for such a long time. Um so yeah, I just wanted to talk about this for a second because it feels quite profound, particularly today. Like today has been because the fact that I just talked at Toby and Phoebe for like 4 hours about stuff that I think they're at least partially interested in, and they did a great job of acting interested when I was talking at them. So like me saying talking at them is through no fault of theirs, and I'm probably being facetious, and maybe Toby will watch this and say no, that really was interesting, but to be quite honest, it was quite a long time, and I don't think I was good at reading the room. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just today I felt very very passionate about stuff that I've been doing in a way that I haven't in a very long time, and it just really struck me that like wow, this is different. This feels like me, and I've missed this. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I don't know what the point was to this, but to be honest, this YouTube channel might be more like just a journal for me at this point. But if you get something out of it, that's really. If anyone gets anything out of this is great. But till the next one. Bye.